Hello, my name is Rebecca Chung. I am teaching at Coram Deo Academy, 3rd and 4th graders. Today in this video, I'll be discussing about my teaching experience, my background, my personal teaching philosophy. I'll be also discussing the curriculum in our classroom and a day-to-day schedule too. Let's begin. I have previously taught both in Washington State and in South Korea at an international school. In Korea, I taught mainly 3rd graders, but I do have experience teaching 5th and throughout the ages of elementary because I was briefly a librarian at that school. In Washington State, mainly in Seattle, I had my internship with my mentor who has 40 years experience of teaching herself. And I just love learning from her and the experience at that school. I have a degree in integrated studies from Seattle Pacific University, which is mainly elementary education. I also earned a master's degree in Jewish education at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. I was born in New Jersey, but spent most of my life living back and forth in South Korea and Washington State. I'm used to traveling a lot. I spend most of my time with my family. I love hiking, sometimes baking. I love playing the piano, drawing, painting. I'm a pretty much artsy person. My teaching philosophy of education is based mainly on faith, which I believe is so important in what I do and everything. I believe in the importance of integrating the Christian faith and learning, and academic excellence is as much as important, but without faith it seems meaningless to me. As it says in Proverbs, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And ultimately my goal is to guide our students to know God and to see and understand things in relation to Him. My expectations and rules in our classroom are as follows, and it follows Coram Deo Academy's mission statement. I too have very high expectations when it comes to academic achievements and behaviors. I believe that every child is capable of learning and that in everything we should put our best effort forward with excellence. In our class, we have 3 golden rules. The first one is to follow directions quickly the first time given. The second golden rule is to make smart choices. Third is to respect others, respect yourself, and respect your school. Students are expected to try and do their best, be responsible, organize, exercise self-control, have common courtesy, and learning how to get along with others in the classroom. I also believe in giving lots of encouragement and praise whenever necessary. I also am a strong believer in consequences. So if a student misbehaves or breaks one of the given rules, then there are some consequences such as losing 5 minutes of recess or losing the whole recess. And then finally go to the principal's office to have a talk with Mrs. Everly, the principal. Okay, so that are my expectations and rules. Now we'll move along to the curriculum for 3rd and 4th graders. Let's begin with Bible. So for Bible in 3rd and 4th, we are covering Chronicles through Malachi. Chronicles through Malachi. And we discuss about the prophets. So we're talking about Elijah, Elisha, Jonah, Jeremiah, all the major prophets. We also memorize Bible memory verses from Deuteronomy, Daniel, Isaiah, using the ESV translation. So here's an example of our book, Holy Bible book that we use. So English Standard Version, that's what we use in our school. And every week we go over a story. So this is the story card, Belshazzar's Feast from Daniel chapter 5. And it's a really nice curriculum where it gives a basic summary of what happens in that story. And we discuss, we do some activities, and at the end of the week we have a test to see how much they have remembered what they've learned. For reading, we read a wide selection of literature. In third grade, we work continually on reading fluency, but for third and fourth, we focus on comprehension, learning how to summarize, talk about the story elements such as the characters, setting, problem and solution. One of the books that we used so far is the story for fourth graders. And we read through it together sometimes, independently, and go over what happened in each chapter. For math, we use Saxon math. The third graders are working on this blue color bind. It says 5/4, fifth and 4. It might be a little confusing, but this is mainly for third graders, and we use Saxon math for both throughout the whole school. One thing I like about Saxon math is that it is divided into about 4 sections. It starts out with warm-up, doing mental math, talking about previous concept, and then we hit on to the new concept. We also do a lesson practice of a new concept, and at the final section, we have the mixed practice, where students have about 28 to 30 questions of previous taught new concept problems, and also it is integrated with the new concept problems too. So that's one thing I like about Saxon math. And for fourth graders, it's a green color bind. Even though it says fifth and sixth, this is for fourth graders. So pretty much the same thing with the third grade math. For math, not only do we do Saxon, but we also have Rocket Math to practice our multiplication and division skills. For spelling, we use Spell to Write curriculum. And this curriculum is pretty neat in a way how it describes the different rules of the English language. And it makes it very easy for the students to recognize and to remember certain sounds, the phonics, to check their pre-test. So we have this every week. We start with a new page. For our class, we have 14 words. And we test, I say out the words, 14 words, and they write down here, kind of way to check their pre-knowledge. And then we do some activities, activity sheets, worksheets, and at the end, we have a test. So that's spelling. Not only do we focus on spelling, but also penmanship. At the beginning of the first 14 weeks at this school, we use the curriculum called Cursive Logic to work on our penmanship. So I'm just opening up one page. It tells you exactly where to start, how to use loops, touching the top, touching the bottom, and also the midline too. So the first 14 weeks we go over that. Then at the school, it is expected that students learn how to write in cursive. For grammar, we use the curriculum called Shirley English Homeschooling. This is a level 3 student workbook. In this curriculum, we discuss about the different parts of speech that students are able to classify in a sentence. We also learn about the 4 kinds of sentences, capital letters, end marks. We also discuss certain parts in a sentence like complete predicate, complete subject, and students learn to identify those different parts of speeches. For writing, we do more on how to start brainstorming, do some pre-writing, edit, learning how to revise our rough draft, and finally make the final draft. For science, we explore biomes. So think about desert, tundras, forest. For history, we're using the story of the world curriculum. And in our class, we focus on the medieval ages. And this is made in a way so it's kind of like a fun reading for the students. It includes pictures. So here's an example. It starts with a chapter. We read the chapter, and then after each chapter, we go over certain facts and information, and we make each student has this history notebook. And I'm opening to chapter 10. We have a map that the chapter focused on, and we do some fun templates like the continents based on the chapter, and then do fill in the blanks, do some coloring in. So a chapter per week, that's how we do in third and fourth class for history. For geography, we mainly study the continents of Europe, Asia, and Africa. Now for special classes, we have Latin, music, library, art, and PE. Now this happened only once a week, except for Latin. It's 30 minutes per day. So except for Latin, music, library, art, PE is once a week. So that's the general curriculum for third and fourth. A day-to-day class schedule. We start at 8:30. The class begins at 8:30. Students come in, unpack their assignment, turn in their assignments, unpack all the things that they need to have to prepare for the day. After that is over, kind of start with a morning message, greet each other, do some songs in the morning. We also start with prayer each day, and in this class we start with the Bible class. So Bible is about 20 to 30 minutes in the morning, and after Bible's over we go to spelling, and then we have history, which also includes geography along too. So when that's all over, it's 10 o'clock, which is the first recess, the morning recess. It begins at 10 till 10:20. And at 10:20, students come in to learn math. And math is about an hour. It ends at 11:20, and that's when lunch starts. So after lunch, we have lunch recess, and then Latin starts for third and fourth graders at 12 o'clock till 12:30. And at 12:30, we have a literature class for about 30 minutes. And then students, depending on how well they're doing throughout the day, we sometimes have the afternoon recess at 1 o'clock. It's about 20 minutes, so 1 to 1:20. At 1:20, students have the special class. So on Tuesday we have music, Wednesday library, Thursday art, and then on Fridays we have PE. So after the specials, we have grammar and writing at 2:05, and that includes the cursive logic for the first 14 weeks of the beginning of the school year. And then after that, we focus more on the writing part. At about 2:35 to 2:40, we start packing up, clean up our classroom, do our jobs, classroom jobs such as mail delivery, cleaning our desks, organizing, and just getting ready to go home. And at around 3, so at 3 o'clock, we start walking towards the car line to get picked by the parents. And that's the general schedule in third and fourth. Now at Coram Deo, we only have school 4 days a week. So Tuesday all the way to Friday, which means on Monday, we don't have school. And we call that Monday work. So there's work for students to do at home, and we call this Monday work. And these are written in their HAS sheet. HAS, H-A-S. It stands for Homework Assignment Sheet, and there's a binder for this for every student. And every week, students take this sheet. This is our class example, and we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. We don't give, well, for my classroom, I try not to give any homework on Fridays. So on Monday, we call it Monday work, and I write down all the necessary work that the students are expected to do at home on Mondays. Please expect this work to take about 3 hours of diligent work. And if it consistently falls extremely short or long, please let me know. Now for homework, at Coram Deo Academy, we use this HAS sheet, homework assignment sheet, which lists all the homework assignments throughout the rest of the week. It also includes upcoming quizzes and tests. And sometimes, of course, the homework changes depending on the work during that day. So students are expected to check this sheet and also to get a signature from you, the parents, after you make sure that your child has finished the assignments. And each assignment the homework per day should take about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how much the students has finished at school throughout that day. Now, on top of the homework, we expect students to read at least 50 minutes per day. Please select books of interest to your child at their reading level, and have your child practice reading aloud. And also, you reading aloud to your child also helps a lot for their reading fluency too. And also discuss the book with your child. Now, math will come home as homework if it isn't finished in class. Each student will have to bring home a correction manual book for you to correct their work. And there is a small pink sheet, instructions sheet, on the cover of this solution manual to tell you how exactly the correction needs to be done. Now, a student who is struggling in a particular subject area, will probably have a little bit more than 30-40 minutes of homework per night. So expect that to happen if they don't use their class time wisely, or don't finish their work at school. Failing grades. If your child failed a test, so it's below 70%, they need to redo incorrect answers and get your signature on it. And if this happens, please have a talk with your child. On Wednesday, we have a thing called the blue folder. And the blue folder includes all the work that your child has done. And we put it inside in this envelope. And once they go home, please look through what they've been working on and sign signature right here. We also put in notes, school permission slips, information and whatnot in that blue folder. So please keep that in mind. And on the following day, Thursday, students are expected to bring those folders empty. Well, that's about it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you at Coram Deo Academy. Bye.